because we have Miss Toni Simpson here. Hey, how's it going?
It's going. Just trying to make sure we have all of our. Here comes Mr. Word, that we have everybody in place. I know you may have some of the guests on hold. They're texting.
Yes. We have two people on the phone right now. Okay. Let me get this. Hello, callers. What's up?
Hi.
Hey, this is Marcus Head. How you doing?
Yes, Mr. Marcus Head on the phone. Yes. And who else is this on the phone with us?
You have Najeeah.
Yes, Miss J. What's going on?
Not much. I'm excited for
Man, I need to have whatever coffee you done had.
You know, 'cause you up.
I am. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank all of you guys for being here. The Gary International Black Film Festival is celebrating 15 years. It has been 15 years, Miss Toni.
15.
Yes, 15 years. That is incredible. From October 9th to 12th, 2025, they're going to be celebrating independent black cinema with unforgettable films, powerful dialogue, live music, and a vibrant community right here in Gary, Indiana. Please tell us about what's going to be going on, Miss Toni.
Well, you jumping right in there, straight out the cannon.
Yes.
Hey, all of you guys out in I was about to say television land, radio land.
Well, you on camera too. So.
You know, I've tried not to think about that. I'm not a social media person, but I can feel it. And if you can share that information with our guests online, as they were trying to share with some of their loved ones. But yes, 15th anniversary, annual Gary International Black Film Festival, the little film festival that could and should and is. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, we're excited about this year. We have a jam-packed, and I think we say that every year.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're counting in fives, 15 is a milestone, so yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You know, I have to confess, I'm a big house music head.
Uh-oh.
I am. Like, house music is one of my favorite all-time genres of music. I see what you guys have going on Thursday. Move Your Body, the birth of house. And so many people don't understand that, like, house music is going around the world.
Yeah.
All over Europe. But it started right here in this region.
Absolutely.
In Chicagoland, people like Ron Hardy and Mr. Fingers. These are some of my, favorite artists of all time. A lot of people don't know here in the city of Gary that Bud Pressner, they don't know the name Bud Pressner, mm-hmm. but he was the master for so many of these songs, and that, like, these classic records. Hell, on this show, to pay tribute to this region's heritage, I always start the second half of the show off with Mystery of Love by Mr. Fingers. It's one of my favorite songs of all time, and people always go, what is that? That's house music, baby. That's house music. And pressed right here in Gary, Indiana.
Pressed right here.
Yes. And so you guys are...
Move your body.
Yes. Yeah, Move Your Body. Yes, Marshall Jefferson.
And that is the name of the film that we will be screening on the waterfront. Yes. We will be juking on the waterfront. Well, they told me they're not juking. It's just they moving their body. I guess I don't know what I'm doing. Trying to be with the times, I guess. But yeah, Move Your Body by Mr. Elegance. He is coming in from New York, mm-hmm. And that is going to be an awesome film. We are so excited to be able to get it, and we will have the one and only house DJ, Mr. Dwayne Powell.
Yes, we got another caller who just called in. Who is this caller?
Hey, good afternoon. How you doing? This is Chairman Fred Hampton Jr.
Chairman Fred, what's going on, brother? Yes, we just recently got started. We just got started, and we're talking about the movies that are happening at the Gary International Black Film Festival. So we're definitely going to talk to you about Black Judas and the Black Messiah. But Miss Toni, you were talking about
yes, the Move Your Body, the birth of house. Mm-hmm. And as I was stating, we will have our special guest, house DJ, Mr. Dwayne Powell, and of course the filmmaker, Mr. Elegance Branton. And so, as well as the global icon, first lady of house music from Gary, Indiana, Miss Kim Mizell, Young Hearts Run Free. So yeah, they will be doing a tremendous, not tremendous, but they will have a very engaging talk back after the film, and then Mr. Powell and he's going to just have them move their body all through the night till they run us off the shores of Lake Michigan.
Yes.
DJ Infrared will be doing the preset.
Yes.
So we put the female house DJs in there.
Right. We love Miss Kim Mizell. Her family, long roots here in Gary.
Long roots.
Mr. Grigsby was just, one of the most important figures.
As well as her auntie, Miss Idella Figures, who made sure that this
right.
community knew about Juneteenth.
Right.
As a young girl, she would have us marching and the city councils, and they didn't understand what she was talking about. Like, what? We got the 4th of July. She was educating them way back when.
Yeah, she's the one who started here, right?
Yeah, Mizell is from Great Stock.
Yes, great stock here. So that's going to be on Thursday. Tell us about opening night on Friday.
I'm going to let Mr. Ward jump in there. This is another one of our team members
James
here.
Ward,
James
what's up,
Ward
brother?
in the house.
Hey, what's happening?
Yes.
Yeah, so just to go back to Thursday, too, just real quick, there will be a couple of films that's at 3 o'clock, and it's a couple of films called Launch in the Lagoon and Harm in the Water, so that'll be at the Aquatorium as well. Starting at 3 o'clock. So I just want to make sure people are aware that there will be some activities at the Aquatorium before then.
And that's an important, thank you for that, James, because that film is done by our very own Jessica Renslow and Miss Gretchen Sipp, part of our Miller Beach 1st District community. And Harm in the Water is a film that's about the dangers of water conservation along the Mississippi River in those communities along there. So Mr. Dan Repay, as you know, that's the head of the Little Calumet River Basin, and Jeffrey Smith, and all of our activists here that are striving hard to tell the ecological truth about a lot of things, and we're sitting on this waterfront. So please come out and enjoy those films at 3 p.m. prior to Move Your Body and engage in conversation there. So.
And come on out at 6 o'clock to enjoy the food trucks as well.
Yes.
That is true. That's a lot going on out there at the beachfront.
Support local businesses.
And it's still hot here, y'all.
Yes, it is.
It's still hot. It's like 90 degrees. Yeah.
It's going to be warm all weekend.
So absolutely.
So open tonight then. We're going to kick it off at 11 o'clock when the box office opens, and then we have a couple of short films starting at 12 in the rear view.
In the rear view, that is the segment, the short block, in the rear view. Those films are about looking in the rear view mirror and not paying attention to what's right up in front of you. So those shorts are very powerful.
Yeah, and just come on out, 12 o'clock. The box opens at 11. And then at 2 o'clock, we have the feature film, Music Maestro Please. And then at 5, we have a couple of shorts called Outlook. That's that block of film. And there's 4 films that will be shown during that course. And then at the Savannah Hall at 5 o'clock, that's when the box office opens there. And at 6 o'clock, we got the Black Carpet Reception, and we got some special celebrity guests to maybe walking the black carpet as well. And then, of course, what everyone is looking forward to, Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yes, the Oscar-nominated movie, right?
Absolutely, it is.
Yes, and we have Chairman Fred on the phone right now. Chairman Fred, what was it like to see your father's story put up there on the big screen? Because I know, look, Hollywood is the center of, I always say it's the propaganda wing of the corporate state. That's what I say. That's what I call it, basically. What for you made this movie okay, and to tell your father's story, as opposed to just being, your typical Hollywood propaganda nonsense?
I guess it was a combination of things. But let me say for the record, it was a lot of tug and pull, back and forth.
A little muffled.
If it wasn't going to happen, a lot of struggles. Even from the inception, ranging from what will be the titles down to the script. There's a lot of struggles. But to that point, what I refer to then as what is still referred to as a dream team. I know some of they went from director Shaka King, Ryan Coogler, Charles King, definitely the cast. The cast. We were able to get a dream team, and again, there was a lot of struggles, but it this is the question, what was it like? Amongst other things, it was therapeutic. Therapeutic, just seeing a lot, like the present day. I happen to be international chairman of the Black Panther Party Cubs as of now, and a lot of shows that we go through present day organizing, and not to mention this present climate, but just even to look back at that stage in game, dealing with different, political climate of not only Chicago, but which was a microcosm of the country as well as the world. But again, it was among other things, it was therapeutic.
Wow, that's incredible. Did they do anything specifically to gain your trust?
It was again a lot of struggles, and I recall where we had called for a meeting to be convened at Hampton House. The house in which Chairman Fred grew up at, we now is a museum and a community resource center as well as a landmark. We had, and first initially the studios was against meeting us, face to face, and so we actually met, and after about 8 or 9 hours, and like on the spur of the moment, I had said, if you want to play Chairman Fred, Daniel Kamuyi, and Dominique's going to play my mother, Deborah Johnson. I think we got to go meet in my office, and my main office is the street. That's why and I said, let's Google the worst neighborhood in Chicago. And it was about 3 a.m. in the morning, and there was a scene on the west side of Chicago where 11 murders had literally just occurred.
Wow. And
so they said, well, the studio won't go for that, but I said, this has to happen. We went to that corner on Madison and Keeler, right on the spur of the moment. I studied them. We had a conversation right there on that corner. And also another situation when I went to Cleveland to meet with Charles King, Ryan Coogler, Shaka King, and others. And and there was a surveillance going on, and I reckon they recognized, they acknowledged it, you know what I'm saying? So they anticipated and acknowledged the heat that's going to come with even us doing this movie. And unbeknownst to us, we were reminded that me and Ryan Coogler had came in contact with each other, him and his wife, years prior when I was organizing in Oakland, California. And so it was a combination of things, just we back and forth, decided to get to that point. And they said, okay, we're gonna roll with this. So there was still some struggles, some good struggles. But those were just a couple of movie memories. I remember that building up to get to the point that we got to.
Wow, that's incredible. Your father's message has resonated, especially now to young people through things like TikTok and Twitter. I see quotes from your father every day. Why do you think that his message and his ideas, his beliefs, his values, who he was, because he's only 21 years old, why do you think that it has endured so much over the last 50 years?
The politics of the organization that Chairman Fred, representing the Black Panther Party, it's not like milk. It's not like a food or a perishable item. There's no expiration date on it. It's a policy that transcends geographical, generational, and gender lines. It's something that it may go dormant sometimes, but it's but people still relate to it. Like people say, like even some of the dynamics about Tupac, who Pac was also a Panther Cub, and how it's still applicable. You know what I'm saying? And so the conditions, even though there might be certain alterations in the conditions that's going on in this country, with the black community in particular, that it's consistent. It's something that people can relate to. It's applicable to so many situations, and though it represents the people on a broader scale. One member of the Black Panther Party has told me that she utilizes the party politics in regards to her business, her relationships, her basic everyday life. And I've often said that though my father, Chairman Fred, was assassinated in a graphic way, we are subjected to a system that attempts to take all of our fathers, all of our mothers, in one way or another, by either shooting them down, speaking about some sort of narcotics or whatever. So that and also the conditions right now, literally as we speak, help remind remind people the importance of like the speeches. In fact, someone just want to post one of Tim Freya's speeches yesterday, and there was a debate. People were debating if it was just said briefly, and people said no, that's Cameron Freya Hampton Sr. He was assassinated in 1969. Some new people said, I thought this was something that just came out. So it's still applicable. It's still applicable.
Still applicable. And it seems like we're sort of going towards a direction of general censorship in general. So I really want to ask all of you on the panel this. Having an event like this, how present in your mind is the idea that we're sliding towards censorship in your head when you are, advocating for these movies and which movies to, showcase? Miss Toni, you want to take that?
No, I want my panel online to address that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Because it is our job as a film festival to have a safe space where these kinds of stories can be told. So right now they are and they are not. They're attacking journalists as well as creatives right now, especially over in Europe. And it's only a matter of time before it comes to our shores. But right now, while we have the opportunity, it provides an opportunity for us to be prepared.
All right, Mr. Ward.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting time that we're in, and having gone to Morehouse College and the things that we were taught down there, and to see what we're going through at this particular point in our lives, it's kind of scary. And I'm noticing how mentally a lot of people are scared. They don't know what to do, and I think if we don't really wake up, begin to vote, begin to really work together to put plans together of what we need to do for our community to hold these political people accountable for the things that we want, not what they want, we're going to be in some serious trouble. And that's why they're trying to suppress our history so that, we can repeat it, and as that word, his story, and as the people in power tells the story. So I believe it's up to us as our community, our responsibility, our families, our parents, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers, to really take heed of what's going on and to really be responsible for our thoughts and actions, and so that we can come together and make it a better opportunity for all of our future generations.
Right. Jay, you went to Howard, you were in the film program, and so much of your work is rooted in the perspective of black people, of queer people. It must be a really weird, scary time for somebody like yourself who tells these stories in an era where all of this is being just sort of dismissed as woke. Everything is dismissed as woke, and people are literally saying that you don't have a right to have a voice. So exactly how are you handling this?
Yeah, that's a super complicated question comes down to it, because not only of my storytelling, but myself as a person. But the big thing, I'm very lucky to have gone to Howard for my graduate program, and one thing they instilled in me is you can't take something that's fine. And being able to share the experiences, the history, the oral tradition that I grew up with, being from South Carolina, born in, and also being a queer woman from the South, I think it's super vital to continue to say it, even if they don't want you to say it. There's been many a time where my stories have been ignored for one reason or another, and I recognize that I have to finesse it, So finding different ways to get into spaces where I'm not supposed to be at, and I don't mind sticking my foot in the door if it's closed. So one of the big things for me, and even with the fellowship I was in with Miss Toni for the festival, I continued what I was working on with my film and pushed forward in discussing how difficult it is to talk about my identity and my work in the current political state we're in.
Right. Marcus, now your struggle's a tad bit different because you're in the more comedic realm, working with on this Ronaldo Ray documentary. But even comedians now, we sort of live in an era where it's comedians. We just saw Jimmy Kimmel basically get taken off the air for telling jokes about the president. How is this for you guys in comedy now dealing with this era? Because, you know, you guys ultimately, it's your job to tell the truth, tell truths about society, which is something Ronaldo Ray did very well, might I add. But you guys tell truths about society, but you use humor, and now they're even coming after you. Is there a certain anxiety in what you're doing, you know, trying to even do comedy?
Well, one thing, let me tell you, once a comedian, all comedians, and we're not going to ever be silent, because that is our profession, to speak our own experiences in our own mind. Just like the brother was mentioning about voting is very important. But this whole woke thing has woke me up, because I base now what I want to do based on making sure we spread the word. Like, I'm in the process of working on a documentary about HBCU schools and the importance of how it shaped the careers not only of actors, but doctors and lawyers and politicians. I'm in the process of with Melinda Gates' team, because she just donated millions of dollars to the HBCU schools, and of having her come on to do an interview for the documentary, as well as Senator Warnock from Atlanta, Georgia, who went to
Morehouse brother.
Telling his story about how it shaped. So that has changed me to where I want to do movies now that are not ha-ha, kiki, funny, but are more educational and letting people know of all the things. So in a comedic, yes, I'm still on the comedic thing, but I think it's more important to really pull to the forefront of not erasing our history, but bringing forth all the accolades and all the beautiful stories of things that people have no idea that black people or people of color have so much to do.
Chairman Fred, we like I asked the rest of the panel, we live in an era of censorship, but you're sort of in the world of organizing. How much more difficult, or is it easier to organize in this era? Are people more receptive to what you're saying now that they see the type of oppression that's coming down the line? You know, is it easier to organize?
I know this old action sounds like, you know, the oxymoron, you know, the old saying goes, it's terrible, but it's fine. It's terrible, but it's fine. And it's, I've often said that, you know, in many cases, you know, when organizing, you know, myself as well as my respective organization, we like to dance call for alcohol. People they like relate to us, you know, in those intense conditions. And the reality is that, you know, people become quote unquote conscious, more open to certain things through inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. And you know, and we definitely understand. We definitely dealing with some desperate times. So again, it's terrible to sign. Terrible to sign. I've had some very informative conversations as of late. You know, and you can look back throughout history. You sent some of our best music, our best art, our movies. And you put in context what was going on in that time period. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of those diamonds come up out of those coal mines.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody, for your answers. They were, you know, totally illuminating. And, you know, like I said, even what I do here at this, you know, small radio station, I'm feeling a little bit of, you know, anxiety myself. So it is important that we have all our versions of telling the truth. It is 6:36 in the p.m. Everybody here on Friday, October the 3rd, 2025. We got to go to a break, but when we come back, we're going to get into each of these people's movies. Please stay with us here on WLTH 1370 AM, the Region's Choice, the People's Voice.